Other questions? Who hasn't asked one? And then the corner, stand up.
Who do you think is the most underrated character you've ever played? Because you have those characters that are just, so overwhelmingly popular, like
Winry.
My bad, sorry.
That's alright.
Winry, or, adult Gohan, who the masses all know, but who do you think is, someone good character that people don't know about?
Soldier A.
I get excited when people bring me a DVD or something of, It's weird because the voice isn't really that far off from Winry or Kyono, because at the time, that's all people around Funimation knew me for doing. But I did this little 3-episode OVA thing called Sakura Tyson, Nicole de Paris. And I played this girl named Erica, who's like the lead team of Sakura girls. And she was just a lot of fun. I really liked her, but nobody's seen it. So this guy in the front row has seen it. Kudos to you.
I liked a character that had a fairly big part in Baki the Grappler. Hanayama. He's a ginormous dude, but he's 15. But yet they had me voice him really deep, so I just said, I'm going to turn into Steve Blue. All right, I'll defeat you. Because, Steve Blue's voice is so awesome. You get to, here, could you read the phone book?
It's really incredible.
Yeah.
I like your character in Fruits Basket. Do that one. Yeah.
Oh, Matoko Takai.
Yes.
Takai, president of the student council! But I realized after I did it that he sounds like Skeletor. I'll get you, He-Man! I'll get weird inspiration when I do voices. Like Weskai is Droopy and Cartman combined. Oh yeah, Weskai is like Cartman and screw you guys, I'm going home. Hello, you happy people. Yeah, I mean, Gohan is just like Bill and Tad without the Bill and Tad. It's just a surfer dude without the accent,
That's so cool.
Who's
your favorite member of KISS?
Favorite member of KISS? She asked that because she knows that KISS was my favorite band growing up.
We grew up together.
Yeah. It was a toss-up between Gene Simmons and Ace. Space Ace. Yeah. I know that you guys are going, who's KISS? that band of old men who still tour in their makeup and costumes.
Yes, they do.
More questions for me? Yes.
Just out of curiosity, when first auditioning, was there ever a time you auditioned for a character that you think might be good, but then later on you thought, I don't like this character, or I don't like this character because he or she does an action which I disagree with? Like you just come to mind and say, oh no, I don't think I want to do that character. If I get the part, will I be able to go through the character right, or just go ahead and get that part of it?
There are times, thankfully, at Funimation, everybody knows everyone. Not everyone, but those of us who've been around, they know the limitations for various actors. Like, there are a lot of things that I won't do just because I'm like trying to make excuses for myself. I'm a Christian, and so there are things that I don't want to do. And it's really hard in anime, if you'll notice, because there's lots of boobies and lots of violence. And then I just have to look at the story and the purpose of things that are there and make decisions from there. So everybody knows that these are my convictions, and I may go into an audition and they'll say, okay, well, this happens in this show to this character or that character, so maybe you don't want to read for those characters. And it's not that I am opposed to playing a villain or opposed to playing somebody who does something bad, because I'm sorry, you can't have a story without those people. Okay, so that's not what I'm saying. I just don't like things that are gratuitous or completely superfluous, or why is that there? How does that further the story? If it's just there so some guy can get off on it, I'm like, pardon me, that was rather colorful, wasn't it? But hey, that's, you know. So there hasn't been anything that once I had done it, I'm like, oh man, I wish I hadn't done that.
David said, this show needs a porn star. Caitlin would be perfect for that.
Yeah. Well, there's an episode of Hell Girl where I played this awful, awful person, and I really don't know why the director thought of me to begin with, because this girl curses like a sailor. And maybe he just thought no one would expect her, and so when he offered it to me, I'm like, well, what is she all about? And she's an awful person, and I didn't find anything that she said to be extraneous. Like, it was there so that the audience would understand what kind of person she was, because she kind of had this double personality. She would pretend to be perfect and this perfect person, but on the inside and to other people from her past, she was just disgusting, inside and out. And in the end, she got what was coming to her. So I felt like that's a part worth playing, and I did it. But I'm not in speed grapher, okay?
Like, you played the wannabe actress?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
I haven't had any roles either that were thrown at me that I had any personal problems saying, okay, I'll do it. I'm happy to work, because I'm thankful to get for any opportunity to do voiceover. And when people say, what's your favorite role? It's like, I'm just happy to act, really, honestly. I can't pick one role, but I've played characters before that I don't necessarily like just because they seem just kind of pointless. I played a character called M2 in the Dr. Ichigaki saga of Yu Yu Hakusho, and all this dude would do is cry. He was pointless. I mean, he was crying because his sensei was dying, and that's why he was sad, but I mean, that's all he did, was just bother all the time. And it's like, that's it? And then he gets killed. No, that's not really a spoiler.
Yes, sir.
Well, I tried out for something in Funimation, and they didn't have a video when they were in that. Is that unusual? I mean,
No, that's
all the auditions are that way.
all the auditions are that way. It's only, we don't have the time, sometimes I wish we did, to see if actors or brand new actors can match flat. That would be really helpful, but we just don't have the time. We're under very strict deadlines a lot of the time. One of the most recent auditions I did there, the director did want us to see the way the character moved and what they looked like beyond just a picture. So we got to read the sides, then when we went in, he showed us about 10 to 20 seconds of a scene with them in it. But otherwise, no, you don't have anything. It's just you in the box and a microphone.
Did y'all have any particular inspirations that wanted y'all to get started voice acting besides like cartoons, like any particular actors or anything?
Oh.
No, it's just Mel Blanc, really, just the guy who did all the Looney Tunes voices, basically, because that guy, I mean, some voices you could tell it was the same guy doing the voice, but it wasn't about that, because he was so brilliant at bringing characters to life. It's like he took these different quirks and added them to them, whether it was a speech impediment for Elmer Fudd, or just making Bugs a trickster, or whatnot. It's just like, there'll never be another film.
I don't know that there was any one person that was some kind of voice acting inspiration. When anime was just kind of like a casual hobby of mine, it was only for a few months before I started working at Funimation. I would watch something and then try and repeat right after the girls, just to be like, could I do that? Like, I really didn't know. I mean, I've been acting my whole life, but I know not everyone can do this. I wonder if I can sound like them. And so I would just try that, just to kind of match, that anime voice. And that's what I started doing, and then I got a job.